All right, so we're here to talk about the Elka Panther 300, which we've just finished restoring. And this is a combo organ. I don't know the exact date. It's in pretty good condition. Cosmetically, it's about what you would expect for something that's been fairly well taken care of, but is now 60 years old, approaching 60 years old. Um, it's got a few features which are kind of unique to this organ. One of them is that you have the ability to control the individual volume of each footage. So, like many combo organs, you have 16, 8, and 4-foot footage. Unlike a lot of combo organs, you also have what's known as mixture, which are some odd footages, and this is how you get some overtones that you might hear more commonly in like church organs or almost like a Leslie kind of sound. And because you can control each footage volume independently, it's almost like these knobs are drawbars. And then of course you have bass volume, and this here is the on-off switch. So your tabs here are your 16 footages are yellow, your 8 footages are white, 4 footages are green, these mixture tabs are white. You have a tone decay switch, which I'll demo, and then you have vibrato here in gray, and your bass tabs are here. So with no tabs on, the organ makes no sound, as you might expect. Also, I have no volume turned up, but even if I turn the volume up, I'm still going to get no sound because I have no tabs on. So we'll start with the bass tabs. So I'll turn on, this is the Bourdon bass tab, and it sounds like this. Wait, I don't hear anything though. Oh, we're not monitoring. So let me just turn the monitor on, and then we should get some bass. Okay, yeah, that's our bass. And if we have this bass extension tab on, these gray keys are also part of the bass. So that's our bass sound right there. And then we also have this Dulciana, which is a little bit louder. You can turn them both on, obviously. You get a fairly aggressive bass sound. Just kind of a square wave sound. That's pretty much all the bass does. And then you can turn the extension on and off. So if you have now the 16 footages on here, you get a pretty similar bass sound even if you don't have the extension on. There's the treble. And note also that on the back of this you have two outputs, one for bass and one for treble. So you could, in theory, have your bass output going to a bass amp and your treble output going to a guitar amp or a keyboard amp, which is cool. So we'll turn on a few more of these tabs. This is contra oboe. And it's funny, these tabs have these names. I don't know how they decided that's a contra oboe and this is strings, but that's what they decided. And then all of the keys work. I've gone through pretty carefully, replaced all of the bad transistors. It's all germanium transistors. We didn't use any silicon transistors on this restoration, so it still sounds pretty much the way it sounded when it came off the assembly line. So those are the 16 footages, and then you have this one. And you get different tones for each footage, but they're not that different. There's your strings, there's your flute, clarinet, oboe, and then in the 4 footages, you have that, strings, that was strings, and then I don't know what this one is, little slightly different frequencies. And then the mixture tabs, again, these are odd footages, so when they're played by themselves, they have kind of a harsh sound. So what you want to do usually is have those going with one of your other footages together. You also have this tone decay tab, which kind of gives you a percussion-like effect. It's sort of like a Leslie. You get kind of that. That's with it off. and then with it on. So those are all of the different footages, and then when you start to combine them, that's when you start to get kind of cool sounds, right? So we'll turn on a few tabs from each of these, right? So you have kind of a sharp sound there. You can get a much mellower sound by using some of the mellower tabs. And then you can control, again, like I said, the volume. So if I have kind of like this. If I turn on my mixture tabs, I can control those too. Just even playing these knobs, it's really soothing. And then you have vibrato, which is pretty nice on this organ. This is the light and slow vibrato. You can also increase the vibrato speed. Pretty subtle. Then you have heavy vibrato. So this is the Elka Panther 300. It comes with the music stand. The legs are the original legs. It's even got the original instruction manual. I have the lid. I have the case for the legs. So it's in fairly complete condition. So yeah, that is it. It's a really groovy organ.